What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dom slash Viper. I'm here with Connor.
Yo, yo.
We hope you guys enjoyed the Photon Galaxy video. Um, and first of all, we just want to say thanks for all the support. New subscribers that have subscribed, the views, comments means a lot to us. And we hope you guys are enjoying these series. And
A lot more to come.
in today's video, we've decided to do a deck breakdown of Kashtira just before
Uh,
a Rise
this-
Heart
yes.
comes leaked to come. Um,
This
so
is a primarily going second deck. Going by the Drow and Lockbird, Maxi, Ash, Imperm, um, evenly, Kaiju's, Dimension Shifter,
um,
Swords of Concealing Light.
it's actually Swords of yeah, oh yeah. So we all know I'm not going to go through every card, just mainly the cash tiers because we all know what Drawn Lockbird does. Maxi, we all know what that does. Ash Blossom, Dimension Shifter, Kaiju's, Harpies, called by evenly matched in perm. Um, basically stops your opponent and I think you as well.
Yeah.
You can't add cards can't be added from your grey hand to the grey. You can, and then
This
cards
is,
cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand. Um,
which also stops Maxi if they Maxi you.
Obviously, Maxi, um, either if you or your opponent activates it and you special summon, either of you special summon, you're going to just draw cards. PSI Beast, I've actually never used this yet. Um,
We haven't drawn it in the few games that we've played tonight.
Ash Blossom just negates. Kashtira Rice Heart. If you control a Kashtira, you can special summon um, onto the field. Obviously, you cannot special summon monsters from there except XYZ monsters, which is basically
Everything except two.
second effect is you can banish top three cards of your opponent's deck face down, and if you do, and if you banish any, this card level becomes level 7. So it's another way to help you to XYZ into your other Diabolus or your
Very hero.
Shangri-La. We all know what Dimension Shifter. If you have no cards, quick effect, you can send it to the graveyard, and then any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead.
Fenrir.
Kashtira, Fenrir. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card. You can use the following effects of Kashtira Fenrir once. You can add a Kashtira monster from your deck to your hand. When this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, except during the damage step, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and banish it face down. Unicorn, same as is basically the same as Fenrir, but you search for a spell from
Rather
your
than
and Ogre does traps.
Ogre does
And
traps,
then
yeah.
when you go for an attack, you can actually banish a card. You
From
can
your opponent's deck.
you can excavate up to 5 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, banish one, excavated card face down, and place the rest on top of the deck in the same order.
It chooses if you want 1 3 5, you're always gonna pick 5, so yeah.
We all know what Gamasil, the sea turtle kaiju, does. Just basically tribute summon one monster. You tribute summon your opponent's monster to special summon on their field. We all know what Harpy's Feather Duster does. Destroys all spells and traps your opponent controls. Swords of Concealing Light. Um, Continuous spell. Basically, it flips all your opponent's monsters face down unless they're using a link deck. Then this card is rendered useless. Um,
But there aren't that many of them running around at the moment, so all good.
Yeah, so
It's
basic.
basically a Book of the Moon and a Book of Eclipse, I believe it is, just without the downside of drawing a card if you don't destroy your opponent's monsters.
And well, yeah, like Connor said, but basically when you activate this, when you flip down their monsters face down, they're permanently face down. They cannot change their positions.
Which
Uh,
is also a plus. The only downside is it's not a quick effect, but it's still a pretty good card.
Kashtira Birth. You can almost level. You can almost some level 7 monsters with attributing. Main
Any
phase.
any level 7 in the game. Hmm, go on.
Special summon one of your non-XYZ Kashtira monsters that is banished. So basically, you banish, say, your Fenrir. Um, Birth allows you to special summon it back onto the field, and then if your opponent activates a spell card or effect and you control a Kashtira monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them face down, which is actually pretty nice. We all know what Call By does. Evenly
No, evenly
matched.
matched.
We all know what Imperm does.
Preparation.
Preparations. During either player's turn, you can special summon one of your Kashtira monsters that is banished or in your hand. If your opponent activates a trap card or effect, you control a monster, a Kashtira monster, and this card is already face up in your spell trap zone. You can look at your opponent's hand, and if you do, banish one card from it face down, and it's obviously a once per turn. We all know what Baron de Floor does. Big Eye just basically allows you to take control of your opponent's monster. We don't even go into this.
Not often, no.
Master of Blades, you can detach material to negate. Don't even go into this. We don't really use Red Eyes Metal Dragon. The only XYZs we use is Diabolos and Shangri-La. Link, Karive or Zeus, or the Darkness, the Darkest Dragon Doomrider, we don't even use, to be honest. Diabolos, you can detach one material from this card, look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one monster from it face down. At the end of the battle phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it face down. If a card your opponent owns and possesses is banished face down while you control this card, except during the damage step, you can banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down equal to their face down banished cards. And obviously it's once per turn.
And that stacks every turn. So eventually, if it goes unhindered, you're probably gonna deck your opponent out.
And then Shangri-La. During each standby phase, you can special summon one Kashtira monster from your deck. You can only use the previous effect of, so it's a once per turn. But each time a card or cards your opponent owns and possesses is banished face down, except during the damage step, you can choose one unused main monster zone or spell or trap zone, and it cannot be used while this monster is face up on the field. If this card is on the field, will be destroyed by a battle or card effect. You can detach one material from this card instead. That's not a once per turn. Yeah, so basically when you banish, you can then shut off your opponent's monster or spell or trap zone. It's a good way to stop them from summoning or setting traps and spells. Obviously, the rumor is that Aras Heart, the field spell, is there another card that's coming?
Uh, Kashtira Theosis, and maybe the second trap card, but I don't know.
So we just have to wait and see. But yeah, this deck, obviously, Kaiju's or your Book of Moons stop this. Um, but nonetheless, it's pretty fun to use. As you can see, we've just ranked up to Platinum 2.
We've gotten this to Diamond 4. It's pretty consistent.
Alright, so here's the first replay to show you how we play this deck.
I Kashtira is a personal favorite of mine. I used to not like it, but for whatever reason, it's become a big favorite of mine.
So first replay is obviously Trap Tricks. Obviously we drew into three Ash Blossoms, Rose Heart, and Unicorn, which is not a bad hand.
He goes in the Sarah and sets 2 back row. Thankfully, we drew Gamma Cell, so we can just give him that as a present.
We get Impermed here, which kind of screws you, but
It's fine. It is what it is.
you can still play around it. So you see, we banish Fenrir, and his card gets banished,
We go over Gamma Cell, do some damage. He evenly matches us.
which is actually not a big deal. Personally, you wouldn't use evenly match that quick, but
He just sets 1 and passes here. Drawing a call bar.
he ashes, we negate it, and then I think he scoops.
No. Get Birth here. If the Theosis was out, we'd search that. Special Fenrir. Fenrir to search for Ogre. Normal Ogre with the effect of Birth. Search Preparations. Battle. Get some damage in. Search of the top 5 cards. We banish. I don't remember.
We banish the Trap Tricks card, and then he top decks a call bar, which is completely useless, and he
Drawing a
banishes
Shangri-La.
a Kaiju card for some weird reason.
Shangri-La's effect. He cool buys. Activate prep to special summon. Do we special? No, we don't special, do we? No. Whatever. And then since he activated a spell, we can banish 3 of his cards face down from the grave. And he just ends his turn. Special Unicorn from the deck. From the effect of Shangri-La. Going for a game.
I believe this is it's either Water Xyz or it's Live Twin Sprite. Oh, this is
Let it.
Water Xyz.
Yep. He goes into Execution Art.
We get impermed. If only we had draw a Lockbird first, could have stopped all this, but either way, we still managed to.
Good hand.
And then he Forbidden Droplets us. That's right, yeah, Forbidden Droplet. So for some reason he sent a trap and it still went through. I thought he had to send like a monster. Mask of Restrict.
He wipes our field, but since he activated Droplet, he can't deal damage.
And then
And
he just scooped. I believe this is the Life Twin Sprite.
Real natural top tier deck. Here we toggle on use Dimension Shifter. He just
Ends his turn,
ends his turn.
and
We
then
draw
we
a
draw
Dimension
another one.
Shifter, unfortunately.
And we
We
get
get
Ash
Ash.
Splashed.
banish Gigantic Sprite, Special Rise Up, banish Fenrir, go into Shangri-La, then turn.
And then we'll just fast forward this because obviously this just takes a bit. He maxes
Next
us
sees us,
for
we
one
go
card.
get Fenrir, heal Lightning Storms, okay. He does all this stuff. Bright Elf, special. Yep. Keys to kill. Brings back blue. We detach to stop it from
Protector,
being destroyed.
but then he sends it back.
Which is fine. He's got no more plays here. And thankfully,
And then he brings back Carrot, I believe. Red.
thankfully we get a great top deck of Unicorn. Probably the best top deck that we could have gotten. So we couldn't
Banishes.
negate us. We used Swords of Concealing Light. It was either that or we battle over it, but whatever.
And
Use
then
both to bring back Fenrir, going for damage. Fenrir's effect you banish health.
then we go main 2. Special summon Rise Heart. Go into Shangri-La. Activate Rise Heart. Banish Ogre. And then now we're going to lock off a monster zone. And then I think he scoops. Yeah, he
Yep.
scoops. Plays the card, scoops. And then lucky last one. Oh, this is against Labyrinth. So you're about to see in this video on how good this is, how good the deck is, and we actually managed to lock out all these zones.
He has his own set of Fenrir too. We draw here. Like, really, no one cares. Good job. Sets 3 and passes. We have a good hand here. Chemicil. He has to send it back.
And then we use Swords of Concealing Light, permanently face down.
Okay, so we get rid of access code. He's got just random shit in his extra deck. Birth, special ogre to get prep.
Diabolos? No, Shangri-La. Special summon Rise
Special
Heart.
rise up, banish Fenrir, banish a card, special from birth. Go into Diabolos Mindhacker, detach, Cerberus.
And we basically lock out the rest of his zones except for the cards because he can't do nothing with these 2 cards. And his big Welcome Labyrinth is rendered useless because he's got nowhere to put it. So this is just, yeah, so Swords of Concealing Light does come in handy in situations like this. We are going to be working on the ninjutsu ninjas, which we're going to probably add Sword of Concealing Light into. But he's got like 26 cards banished and he ends up scooping. Yeah, so guys, we hope you guys enjoyed the videos.
Much
Yeah,
you could do there.
next video will be ninjas. We're obviously going to probably do 2 different videos. One is built around DK's build, and then the second one's probably going to be our one with a few different cards. So stay
Yep.
tuned for that. Um, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. We hope you guys are enjoying the content so far, and leave us your feedback. Um,
Always appreciated.
and
It's
we'll
all
see you
good.
in the next one.
Later, guys. Take care. Bye bye.